you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. Another Kane review. If you've watched a decent portion of my reviews, I do quite a bit of Kane reviews for a couple reasons. One, they're close enough to me to where I can get them. Two, they are from Jersey, and that's where I grew up. So I visit there every now and then, hence the getting part. And three, I love their beers. And in the past, I've actually rethought a little bit of my thought process about this. I would always say I'm kind of like, I'm a homer for Kane. I'm a homer for nobody, really. Their beers kind of do it for me across the board. I've never had a bad one, so I'm going to stop using that homer moniker, and I think it's a little bit too objective, or whatever you want to call it. Regardless, let's just fucking talk about it and drink it, and I'll say shit. Here we go. This is a Belgian Belgian Quad. Super excited to give it a whirl. It's called Sacre Coeur from Kane Brewing, Belgian style quadruple ale, 10.5% alcohol by volume. Sacre Coeur is a Belgian style quadruple brewed with dark caramel malts, a touch of chocolate, rye, and 2 kinds of dark candied sugar, all fermented by our house Belgian yeast. That's the key. The result is a richly complex but smooth ale. Esters familiar to style and notes of caramel and biscuit underlie the bolder notes of dark fruits like plums, raisins, and dried cherries. A dry finish ensures clean and well-defined flavors. Brewed and bottled by Kane Brewing Company, Ocean, New Jersey. Label-wise, it's Kane. I mean, it is what it is. Pretty much your whole Belgian line gets the kind of font style that you see going on in here. 750 format. Dig the labeling. As I said, ad nauseum. Very East Coast brewery-esque in style. The whole Belgian yeast thing. That's the big part right there. A lot of American breweries, I believe, get the 2 things. Belgian yeast and Belgian candied sugar wrong. I believe Kane gets them both really freaking right. For the most part. For all the Belgians that I've had from them. So that's why I'm really excited to give this a whirl. Is they have their Belgians on lock. I mean, they're better known for their barrel-aged stuff, like their Night to Adult Dawns and stuff like that. But their Belgian-esque offerings turn me on just as much. Finger, infinite creaminess on top. Really rocky edges. Kind of the head's not going to stick around all that long. You can see it kind of dying as is right now. Somewhere just south of coffee, what I like my coffee to look like color-wise, a little bit norther than khaki. And color, it's dark. You can glean, actually you get a decent heaping of color through the edges on this. Just a really rich mahogany kind of color. But you can barely see through it. So, a little bit lighter than what I typically, or I shouldn't say lighter, a skosh darker than I like my quads. A little bit more opaque than I like my quads to be, but just nitpick a little bit. So let's get a nose on her. Oh, a lot of chocolate in there, a lot of plumminess, almost like a little bit of anise going on. Yeah, definite Belgian all the way. Like I said, I'm getting a nice, just north of a baker's chocolate with a subtle sweetness. I'm getting a little bit of anise in there, which I really, really like. I'm actually not a big fan of licorice in general, but anise, spice anise, tastes a lot like licorice. I really like it in my Belgian darks. Very Guten Carlous, head anchor-ish kind of vibe going on here. It's like a chocolate-covered plum instead of a cordial cherry. It's like a cordial plum kind of vibe going on. Yeah, nice sweetness there, but at the same time it smells like it has a nice bready, dry yeastiness to it. So, I mean, it smells cash money, on point with what Belgians, or more specifically, quad should taste like. So, she looks the part, pretty much. A little bit off, like I said, for my personal taste. She definitely smells the part. Let's see if she tastes like. Cheers. Oh, yeah. A couple things. First off, everything that you get in the nose is pretty, or I get in the nose, I shouldn't say you, I get in the nose pretty much there, it's muted slightly, which is not a bad thing. Not a great thing, not a bad thing. Somewhere in between. I definitely think it needs a little bit of time. This bottle, I don't remember if they bottle date their stuff. But if they do, then you can hear my dog chewing on a bone in the background probably right now, so excuse that shit. It just tastes like it needs a little bit of time going on. So it needs a little bit of time. Other than that, it's pretty spot on when it comes to like being a Belgian-esque kind of beer. Nice mouthfeel, nice creaminess. You're getting a nice dry breadiness from that yeast. Definite plums, definite dark fruits, more leaning plum. You get a little bit of that nice chocolate, and they use a chocolate rye in there. That definitely comes through. And then it just has this kind of smooth roundedness to it. I think it's going to gain a little bit with time, so it'll probably get a little bit more robust if given the chance to kind of sit in your cellar for a little bit, but it's drinking really good right now. At the time of filming, which I think is about 2 months after it was released, we're talking, what's today? May 28th or 27th. It's drinking really good right now, but in a perfect way, I'll let it sit about 6 to 12 months longer. But I wanted to review it. New digs, new house. Probably looks much the same, but you see subtle differences. OG Massive Beer Reviews table back and a couple other things. But yeah, really well done beer. Not my favorite Kane beer I've ever had, but definitely not the worst. Not that any of them are bad. In their Belgian line, their base Belgian line, non-barrel aged stuff, I probably maybe put like 2015 or 14's Malice above this. But it's pretty damn nice. And I'm curious to see what this is. I don't know if this is a base beer they're going to use for the anniversary ale, or just do like a Solera method with that, or is this something they're just going to make and pop it off, or they're actually going to barrel it. So it's really interesting to see what they do with this going forward. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better Belgian quads I've had as of late. Yes. On the borderline, maybe outside looking in the grand spectrum of things. If you're going to break it down, is one of the better Belgian style ales that came from the United States. Absolutely. Value to availability. Value. I think it's atypical Kane prices, which would be anywhere between $12 to $15.750, which does not suck. Availability, you have to go to the brewery to get it, pretty much. And just say it. Let's end it with this. If you like what we like this. If you like Belgian quads. I mean, not to keep it that simple, but if you're a fan of Belgian quads, if that's what you look for in beer and you want American counterparts that get it right and do it with a nice, beautiful Belgian soul, which I haven't said yet, which is my big thing when it comes to Americanized Belgian beers, it definitely has that Belgian soul. So if you're into Belgians, if you're into good beer, if you're in the northeastern United States or more specifically close to Jersey, it's definitely worth picking up and definitely worth giving a visit because Kane... the staff, the whole nine, from top to bottom, from everybody there is pretty fucking awesome. And, yeah, it's a great fucking beer. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. For me, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers in all 4 of those places. And, yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice American-born Belgian quad right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.